Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to give you a quick comparison of the XP Pen Artist 24 Pro, which is this pen display here, versus the Huion Kamvas Pro 24, which is the pen display that you see on the screen. These two models are competing models and they will be shipping this month in June 2020. Pre-order sales are currently ongoing. Now, first of all, a disclaimer, this is actually a review unit that was sent to me from XP Pen. Second disclaimer is I don't actually have the Huion product to review, so I can only speak from my past experience with using the previous model, which is the Kamvas Pro 16. The first thing I want to say is you can expect same drawing performance on both brands. The drawing performance is going to be fantastic, so I'm just going to run through the features, the difference in features by looking at the specifications that they put on their website. I'm going to start by talking about the pricing first. So at the time of this review, the Huion Kamvas Pro 24, it's selling at US $899. That's the official retail price. And for the XP Pen, the official retail price is also US $899. However, for this pre-order period, they are discounting this at 15% off, so it's US $765. Now these two pen displays, they compete with the Wacom Cintiq and Cintiq Pro, so let me show you the pricing for the Wacom as well. For the Wacom Cintiq 22, it's priced at US $1,199. So this is significantly more expensive compared to the Huion and the XP Pen. For this particular pen display, it only runs at 1080p. It has a laminated display, full sRGB support, uses HDMI for graphic connection. And for the Cintiq Pro, this is US $1,999. So this is effectively 2 times more expensive, actually more than 2 times more expensive compared to the Huion and the XP Pen. For this particular model, they provide you with the remote, the express key remote, but there are no physical shortcuts on the pen display itself, just like the Wacom Cintiq 22. There are no physical shortcuts too. The main selling point for the Cintiq Pro 24 is it supports USB-C, it has Adobe RGB, and this display is 4K. And if you require touch screen, there is the option for touch screen. Let's see how much it is. $2,499. That's like an extra $500 just for touch. However, if you do not need 4K and Adobe RGB, it makes more sense to consider the Huion and XP Pen. Adobe RGB is good for designers and artists who work with printed proofs. If they need to compare the printed proofs against their screen, that's where Adobe RGB is good at. But otherwise, sRGB is good for most people. Okay, let me just go through the specifications and talk about them. So this is the first time that both Huion and XP Pen are offering this resolution, 2560 by 1440 pixels on their pen display. So this is actually a huge step up from 1080p resolution. So what this means is you're going to get a lot more pixels. If you are using Windows, you have the option to scale the user interface elements. What I mean by that is you can actually scale the user interface elements like the palettes, the menus, the buttons to be much larger as if they are on a 1080p display. You can do this with Windows, but on macOS, the palettes, the user interface, they are going to be smaller at this size. So what this means is because the palettes are now smaller, you get a lot more canvas area to work with. Or if you find the words here to be too small, the icons are too small to click, you can actually increase the size with Windows. I have just increased the user interface by 25%, so now this is more easy on the eye. I can read the words easier. For macOS, there is no such option with user interface scaling, so you're going to be looking at the user interface at 1:1 zoom. With Windows, even though the palettes are now larger, they are actually sharper because of the higher resolution. So this applies to both XP Pen as well as on Huion. If you're coming from a 1080p display, you are going to notice the increased sharpness, the extra details very noticeably. And when you play videos, for example, your videos can now play at 1440p resolution instead of just 1080p. Color support on both Huion and XP Pen will be fantastic. So here it says the Huion supports up to 120% sRGB, which translates to be around 90% Adobe RGB. It's quite similar with XP Pen. So you can expect really good colors on both displays. sRGB, by the way, is good if you are just going to produce your work and present it on computer screens. Viewing angles for both Huion and XP Pen will be good because they both use IPS panels. Alright, for Huion, this is the distinguishing feature here. It has a matte drawing surface that is built onto the glass, and the display is laminated. What this means is there's not going to be any parallax when you're drawing, so the pen tip can be just like extremely close to where the line will appear on screen, so it really makes it feels like you're drawing directly on the screen itself. And the matte textured surface, it's really nice to draw on. Now, one thing you may not know about the Kamvas versus the Kamvas Pro is the Kamvas Pro uses laminated edge screen, but for the Kamvas Non-Pro, they actually use glass with a matte screen protector, which is what XP Pen is using here. This is actually glass with a piece of matte screen protector that's pasted onto it. Now, the drawing experience on this matte screen protector, it's similar to the Huion laminated display. But with a matte screen protector, there can be scratches in the future if you draw long enough. And I'm not sure if XP Pen actually sells replacement matte screen protectors. Probably not. So in the future, if there are actually scratches, you may have to replace the screen protector. There are other companies that sell screen protectors at this size, so it's not a problem when it comes to buying the screen protector, but when it comes to applying the screen protector over the huge canvas, it's going to be quite challenging to avoid those air bubbles. For Huion's display, which is matte surface glass, you're not going to see any scratches because it's plastic nib on glass, so it's going to be more durable. Having said that, I haven't actually used a pen display with a matte screen protector long enough to experience scratches. However, on my iPad Pro, which also has a matte screen protector, you can see there's this very obvious scratch right here. So scratches on screen protectors, it's definitely possible. So how about the laminated display? Well, the Huion laminated display, it's really nice. As for the XP Pen, even though this is not a laminated display, the gap between the drawing surface and the LCD beneath is actually very small. So small that when I first took out the display and powered it on, I thought this was a laminated display. Someone actually asked me on Twitter about the display, and I actually gave him or her the wrong information. I said it was a laminated display, but it is not. XP Pen actually talked about this technology they are using to make their non-laminated display look like it's laminated. That technology actually is just basically putting the glass very, very close to the LCD beneath. And it does look good, so personally for me, there is no significant difference between the non-laminated display here versus the Huion laminated. So I would say they are both evenly matched there. So both Huion and XP Pen, they use battery-free pen, and for XP Pen, they actually provide an extra pen. Both pens support slightly over 8,000 levels of pressure sensitivity, and there is tilt sensitivity as well. Both brands feature 20 shortcut buttons, 10 on each side. For the Huion, they are using this touch strip, and for the XP Pen, they are using this dial here. Both are very functional, and both are customized. I mean, the buttons, the dials, the touch strip, they are customizable to specific keyboard shortcuts. Now for the expansion and connection for the, let me just zoom in so that you can see. For Huion, they give you a lot of graphic ports. So we have a display port. This looks like a full-size display port, a full-size HDMI, VGA. I'm not sure why they are using VGA, because I mean in the last few years, products that use VGA, they are pretty much gone. And we have power, and this is the USB port for the data so that the pen can be recognized by the computer. Now with the XP Pen, they are actually using USB-C, and they give you two USB Type A ports so that you can use the display as a USB hub. So that's actually quite useful. So USB-C allows you to basically connect directly to USB-C devices. If you are using a laptop that has Thunderbolt 3 or USB-C, you can actually just use that cable to drive the graphics and the data to the pen display. By the way, I have to turn this display away from my window because it's producing some glare, more glare than I want. You can still see the glare actually. Anyway, speaking of glare, the anti-glare on the Huion and the XP Pen, they are pretty similar, so this is what you can expect. And this is actually pretty good performance considering the matte surface, because even if there is light reflected off the screen, I can still see the content on the display very easily. Alright, so for the Huion, you see all these input sources. This is good if you want to connect multiple devices to your display. So for example, you can use your computer, use a display port to connect to the Huion, and you can connect your PlayStation using the HDMI. For the XP Pen, you can only connect one input source, or maybe you can connect two, because there is actually HDMI and USB-C. I just remembered there is HDMI as well. So the USB-C does make this, make the XP Pen more functional. The brightness here for the Huion, it's rated at 220 nits. For the XP Pen, it's rated at 250 nits. I actually measured a maximum of 290 over nits, so I'm not sure about the exact reading for the brightness on the Huion. Right now for this XP Pen, I'm actually running it at 55% brightness, and this is actually quite good considering I have strong light source on the left. I mean, these pen displays, they are meant for indoor use. I don't have any problems with the brightness, even with the previous model, the Huion Kamvas Pro 16. The response rate, as in the reading report rate, all those specs, they are pretty similar. Here's a side photo of the stand on the XP Pen. So you see this latch here, this is very close to the top. For the Huion, the latch is actually lower. Anyway, both stands, they are very functional, they do their job. The only accessory worth mentioning is the inclusion of the extra pen with the XP Pen model. The official retail price for the Huion is US $899. You see this part here, warranty. This product comes with a 1-year warranty, and if you want to add additional months, you can choose to purchase them. For an extra 6 months, it's US $80. For an extra year, it's $150. One artist glove is provided for both Huion and XP Pen. For XP Pen, the pre-order discount is actually quite significant. So it's currently selling at $765 US. And what's important here is this part here, it provides 18 months of warranty. Alright, to conclude, regardless of which brand you go for, the Huion or the XP Pen, you can expect really good drawing performance. The main difference between these two products for me would be with the XP Pen, it has USB-C, which I find to be more useful because you can connect USB-C devices directly, and you can use this monitor as a USB hub, so you can connect things like your SD card reader or even your phone to it. And the transfer speeds, it's USB 3, so that's really fast. The Huion has multiple graphic input sources, but at least for me, I don't find that as useful compared to USB-C. So that is the main difference. The other difference is, well, the price difference at the time of this review. This is 15% off the official retail price of US $899. So in terms of value for money, the XP Pen does provide more value for money. For the screen quality, the colors, both brands, they have very good color support. So the main difference would be the matte surface glass on the Huion versus the matte surface screen protector that's pasted onto the glass, which may have scratches in the future, but I'm not sure if that is a big deal. Maybe it is for you. It really depends on what you are looking for. Alright, at least there are options for you to choose. So let me know in the comment section below what you think about these two products, and also if you have used XP Pen and Huion products before, I would love to hear from your experiences regarding the durability and also regarding whether or not the matte screen protector will have scratches. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope this video is helpful. See you guys in the next one. Bye!